Good day, student. This is Mr. Aridite, your government tutor. Our subject still remains government, the subject matter. And our topic for this class is international organization. We'll be looking at organs of Ecowas. In our last class, we discussed the formation of Ecowas, how it was formed. For this class, we'll be looking at different organs of Ecowas that make the running of Ecowas easy. Under our objectives, at the end of the lesson, every student is expected to be able to write the composition of each organ of Ecowas and also discuss at least 5 functions of each organ of Ecowas. Now let's look at it one after the other. The organs of Ecowas community, that is Economic Community of West African States. The first organ is known as the Authority of Head of State and Government. This organ is made up of head of state and government of member states. It is the highest and the foremost authority of the organization. What do I mean by that? It's the highest authority body that manages the organization and controls the organization, known as the Ecowas. This organ is headed by a chairman who holds office for a period of 1 year. This body meets once a year but can call for extraordinary meeting. How do I mean? This organ is managed, that is, every meeting that is held is presided over by a chairman, and the chairman have the opportunity to use just one tenure, which is a year. Then after a year, there is need for another chairman to come in, but can call for extraordinary meeting. That is, after the first meeting, extraordinary meeting can be called if there's any reason for that. That is emergency meeting. And the office of the chairman is rotational among the members of the organization. That is, when I say rotational, that is, if one person is chairman for this year, then for another year there will be another chairman from another member nation. Then let's look at functions of this Authority of Head of State and Government. One of the functions is appointment of the executive secretary. The executive secretary is the head of the secretariat of this organization, and it's being appointed by the Authority of Head of State and Government. Whoever becomes the executive secretary of this body is appointed by the Authority of Head of State and Government. Then another function of this organ is decision making. It is the highest decision making body of the community. That is, the most powerful decision making body of Ecowas is the Authority of Head of State and Government. Then another function, regional economy. What do I mean by that? This body discusses issues pertaining to the economy of the member state. Look at the word Economic Community of West African States. It's majorly talking about economy of West African nations. So as such, everything that has to do with discussion of economy of the West African state is done under this organ, which is known as what? Authority of Head of State and Government. They discuss everything that has to do with economy that is affecting the members of the Ecowas. And that function is recommendation. This body approve the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. What do I mean? Those that are the Council of Ministers is another organ. Then whatever they recommended is being approved by Authority of Head of State and Government. For instance, who become the executive secretary of this body is recommended by the Council of Ministers, but will be approved by the Authority of Head of State and Government. So they approve recommendations from other organs of this organization. Then let's look at another function of this organ, treaties and agreements. It approves all agreements and treaties entered into by the community. What about treaty or agreement? It's about a kind of coming together to accept or make a decision that bind every member of the organization. So whenever there is treaty or agreement among the members of this Ecowas, it is being approved by the what? By the Authority of Head of State and Government. Down by that. Then another function, last but not the least, amendment of charter. The charter that brought this organization together, Like I always tell you students, charter is not really like constitution of a nation, but charter is what guides the activities of organization, where we have different articles. Now, this charter is being amended by the authority of the state and government whenever there is need for that. That is, where there is need for change of any of the charter for one reason or the other. That will be done by the authorities of head of state and government. All these are the functions of the authority of head of state and government as the most powerful organ of Ecowas. Having talked about authority, let's look at the second organ, which is the Council of Ministers. This organ consists of 2 ministers or representatives from each member state, and it meets twice in a year. Voting on issues is based on simple majority. What we are saying is that the Council of Ministers, they meet twice a year, and it may not necessarily be a minister. It may be a representative from the member nation. If the minister in the member nation is not available at that time of the meeting, then decision taken in the Council of Ministers is based on simple majority. That is, what about simple majority? That is, first past the poll, that is the highest vote, determine decision on any matter that is being taken in the Council of Ministers. Now let's look at the function of Council of Ministers as well. Now, one, implementation of decision. It implements the decision of the authority of head of state and government and make recommendation. That is, whatever decision made by the authority of head of state and government, the Council of Ministers will implement those decisions and can also make recommendation to make the authority of head of state and government look into it properly. Then, appointment of 2 deputy executives. It is the Council of Ministers that appoint 2 deputy executive secretaries. What do I mean by 2 deputy executive secretaries? That is, the 2 deputy executive secretaries are to assist the executive secretary in running of the secretariat of the Ecowas, and they are being appointed by the Council of Ministers. There's one. Another function is appointment of managing director. The managing director is appointed by the Council of Ministers, and it is to manage the fund of the Ecowas. That is, to manage the funds of the Ecowas. And the headquarters where the fund is located is Togo. That's in Lomé in Togo. The another function of this Council of Ministers is talking about preparation of agenda. The body prepares the agenda for the meeting of the head of state and government. Every discussion in the authority of head of state and government in their meeting is prepared by the Council of Ministers. That is the agenda that we are talking about. That is, whatever that will be discussed in the authority of state and government is prepared by the Council of Ministers. Then, recommendation. It recommends the appointment of the executive secretary of the organization to the authority of state and government. Like I told you earlier on, the Council of Ministers recommends who become the executive secretary of this Ecowas, but will be approved by the authority of the head of state and government. Meanwhile, at the same time, the 2 deputy executive secretary are being appointed by the Council of Ministers and also be approved by the authority of the head of state and government. Then another function, we're looking at the budget. It approved the organization budget. That is, the Council of Ministers approve the organization budget, and the budget is always being prepared by the executive secretariat. Now, let's look at another organ, the executive secretariat. This is the administrative organ of the organization. The executive secretariat is the head of the secretariat. The executive secretary, rather, is the head of the secretariat and is the principal officer of the organization. He is responsible for the general administration of the community. The executive secretary is to use 4 years in office but may be re-elected for another tenure. He is to be assisted by 2 deputies. What do I mean? The executive secretary, like I told you, is to head the secretariat and is to be assisted by 2 deputies. The 2 deputies are being appointed by the Council of Ministers, while the executive secretary itself is being appointed by the authority of head of state and government. So let's look at the functions of the executive secretariat. Correspondent of the community. This organ is responsible for all correspondence of the community. That is, everything that has to do with information of the community is being managed by this executive secretariat. Then budget. The executive secretariat prepares the budget of the community. but approved by the Council of Ministers. The meeting, it makes arrangements for all the meetings of the community. That is, every meeting held by other organs is prepared by the executive secretariat. Keeping of document. All documents of this organization are kept by the what? By the executive secretariat. Implementation of decision. It implements the Council of Ministers decision and decision of the Authority of Head of State and Government. That is, the Executive Secretariat implement all decisions made by the Council of Ministers and the Authority of Head of State and Government. Another organ is the Fund for Cooperation, Compensation and Development. This organ is to assist any member of the organization that is in need. The headquarters of this organ is Lomé in Togo. Let's look at the function of this organ. One, fund. That is, it is to approve, to provide compensation to member states which sustain losses in the process of the application of the Ecowas Treaty and that of free trade or liberation, trade liberation. That is, all countries among the members that have issues while the organization was trying to bring some kind of policy. So this fund will help to compensate them. Then foreign investment is to guarantee foreign investment proposed by member states in line with established standards and to promote the harmonization of individual policies. That is, this fund help to make sure that the foreign investment of every member nation as planned goes the way it is planned by assisting them with funds. Then development project is also help to promote development project efforts in less developed nations among the member nations. Help them in bringing development projects that will make such nations to become developed nations. Mobilization of resources. It also help member nations in mobilizing resources internally and externally so as to develop the member nation. Then another function, another organ of the Ecowas is the community tribunal. This tribunal settle dispute among member states on the matter affecting the interpretation of the treaty that established ECOWAS. That is, the tribunal listen to matters that affecting the member nation and settle the dispute amicably. Then we have another one, which is the Technical and Specialized Commission. This Technical and Specialized Commission is divided to four. One, that's alphabet A. We have the Industry, Agriculture and Natural Resources Commission. This commission is to take care of anything that has to do with industry, anything that has to do with agriculture and natural resources. B, the Trade, Custom, Immigration, Monetary and Payment Commission. This also take charge of trade among the member nations, the custom, the immigration, the monetary and payment, how money are being paid or being received among the members of the community. Then we have the transport, that is C, the Transport, Telecommunication and Energy Commission. The commission help in improving transportation, telecommunication and energy within the community. And the last, alphabet D, the Social and Cultural Affairs Commission. This sees to every activity that has to do with social and cultural activities among the community members. And that is the end of ECOWAS, that is Economic Community of West African States. Those are the organs with their functions. I will urge my students to work on this assignment. Write on the court of ECOWAS. There is a court of ECOWAS. To write about the court of ECOWAS. And that is all for today's class. God bless Nigeria.